Well, good morning from Kingston, Ontario. I thought today was such a beautiful day in July that I would take you on a little bit of a tour around the city, one of the routes I normally do, and get down to historic downtown Kingston and let you take a look around how beautiful that is. Kingston is one of the most historic cities in Canada. It's actually one of the first capital of Canada before Ottawa took it over. I'll take you through on the way a couple of pretty little parks that seem to come up on TripAdvisor for nice places to go, and places that I tend to go quite a bit to walk the dog and go for a swim. Then, like I said, we'll take you to downtown Kingston, take a look at some of the historic sites down there, and I hope you enjoy it. I think Kingston is a really beautiful area to come to as a tourist, and certainly living here, I'm very, very lucky to be able to be so close to all the history and the water, and love going downtown because it's a really, really nice down there with all the old history and the limestone buildings, and of course being right on the lake. There's turkey vultures here all the time. Good morning. So there's our first views of the water. So I connected to, this is part of the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail at Collins Bay. So pretty. Across the way you can see Wolf Island. Just did a ride across Wolf Island to the United States a couple of weeks ago. You can check that out on my channel. So I just got into Lake Ontario Park. And Lake Ontario Park's a real favorite of mine in Kingston, and people that come to visit. One of the best places in Kingston to actually swim too. Well, last summer I did a ride that featured this park as well, and then we went downtown as well with Christine and ended up here for a swim. It's really nice, and again, this is a favorite swimming spot of Darla, as you can see here now. In here all the time. As you can see, there's a lot of old limestone buildings. Kingston's nickname is actually the Limestone City. So a big building there is actually one of the old psychiatric facilities. It's been abandoned for quite a while, man. It's pretty creepy in there. My daughter always says they should make like horror films in there. So I've left Lake Ontario Park and we're on what's called the Shoreline Route in Kingston, which basically connects with the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail. It's a more specific version of the Kingston Waterfront Trail. As you can see straight ahead, our first views of the Kingston Penitentiary. It's been closed for a while, but is, I believe on TripAdvisor and some of these sites, is probably the #1 tourist attraction in Kingston now, along with the waterfront. Of course, KP isn't active anymore, but still a big presence. A lot of history goes with this penitentiary. Did a tour last year of it, so it's pretty cool. I recommend you get in there and take a look. Of course, a lot of notorious criminals in Canadian's history have been housed here. So just heading up this hill to the penitentiary is probably about the worst hill you're going to encounter until you get to Fort Henry. In Kingston, there was 6%, so not too bad. But you can see here, there's some folks waiting to get into the tour. I'm not sure if you can see that red thing, the bus there. Is a tour bus that runs in the summer, takes you around actually. An alternative if you're not using a bike, you can take that. So we're just passing the J.K. Het and Isabel Bader Center. It's more like for artistic events, and at the bottom here is a beautiful cafe. Well, as is the case for most of the places I'll take you today, I'm not actually going to go in because that would take quite a while and get expensive going to all these, and I've been to them all before. But I just wanted to give you a glimpse of some of these areas. The Bellevue House is a very historic house, which is basically, I believe, the house of Canada's first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald. So we're heading downtown, and again, this is another part of the beautiful work they've done and revitalizing a lot of the parks downtown, including Lake Ontario and here Breakwater Park and the waterfront. So this pier here is actually dedicated to Gord Downey, who tragically died, who was the lead singer of the Tragical Hip, and actually knew him from high school and hockey. So really great guy, iconic Canadian, and unfortunately left us too soon. Good idea if you're doing this section of the waterfront trail that you get off the road over there, and King Street is really busy with no shoulders, and this is a really nice reprieve, beautiful right along the water. Next up, we'll take you through a little bit of Queen's University. We're on University Ave. See a lot of these beautiful old historic buildings here. The Grant Hall. I've actually had 3 of my 4 kids go to Queen, so they've done pretty well by my family. Ontario Hall. And here's the courthouse. Lots of work being done on there. And right across from it is a beautiful park in here. That's beautiful memorials, a few of them in this park, just right off the waterfront trail off of King Street. There's the historic Murney Tower, built in 1846. It says it was the last British works of defense commenced in the Canadian interior. One of the most sophisticated towers built in British North America. Pretty cool. This is the gun platform. Very cool. So it looks like the big deal with this SS Keewatin is built in 1907 in the same era as the Titanic in Glasgow, Scotland. And it's one of the few remaining steamships. I haven't been on there yet, but I'm sure it'll start showing up on things to do in Kingston. A really, really nice section of downtown here. A lot of restaurants right along in this section. Access to the water. There's a visitor center. You can get information in downtown. And here is historic City Hall. We're just heading around back of City Hall, up Brock Street. Actually, in the winter, they set up right in this spot here a little rink you can skate on for free. A courtyard down there. Very nice. I'm just going to carry on now to start heading out of the downtown and make my way back home. So we're just going to enter the urban part of the Campy Trail in downtown Kingston. This is where it starts. And you can make your way up to close to where I started this ride to get onto the sections of KP Trail that goes all the way up to Pembroke. So off to my left is the historic woolen mill. Obviously an old woolen mill's been redone over the years. So there you go, a little bit of a loop around the historic city of Kingston and some bit of tour guiding to in downtown Kingston, some of the historic and really cool places you can see when you come to this town. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel and see what's coming next.
Hi, darling.
My favorite part of Kingston.
This is very cool in here.